disrupted.
America that I fought.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. Been a fantastic day so far. So Bill Maher did his Club Random podcast, which at this point, calling it Club Random, it's kind of ridiculous for Bill Maher, because when you've been a millionaire, billionaire for almost 20 plus years, hosting an HBO show, being an insider in politics, even though you're posing yourself as an outsider because you're the cool Jew that smokes weed and you're edgy, that makes it somehow edgy. It's kind of ridiculous. At this point, they should be just calling it Club Obvious. Because when you've been in show business this long, making lump sum of money, pushing the exact same propaganda pieces that MSNBC and CNN are posing on you, to do a podcast, to do the exact same thing, it's just so obvious. Like, it's not edgy. It's not edgy material. It's as stupid as when they said Conan O'Brien was revolutionizing the podcast world. Remember that? I think it was like a variety piece or something. Like, Conan O'Brien is revolutionizing podcasts for doing a talk show. The exact same show he's done for how many years? Yeah, that's revolutionary. Give me a break. But he did a podcast with Patrick Bet-David. And this was an intense conversation because Patrick Bet-David is a really good interviewer. I respect his show. I respect his podcast. There's clips I've seen of him interviewing people. I really respect him as an interviewer. There's things I don't agree with all the time with him, but I respect him as a good interviewer, a good host, asking right questions. And he was on with Bill Maher, and Patrick Bet-David posed the question of him supporting Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, who's probably, not certain, but probably more than likely is going to run for president one day. And Bill Maher is looking hard at Gavin Newsom. Again, shows how random his podcast is. He's looking at the most establishment-like prick in politics, Gavin Newsom. And Patrick Bet-David is asking him why exactly he is so supportive of Gavin Newsom. Why Bill Maher is cheerleading for Gavin Newsom. And that's something that most people would be asking him if he had the chance. And Bill Maher, well, just really had nothing to say. Take a look.
Do you like Newsom? How do you feel about Newsom?
Had him on my show Friday.
I saw that.
And I first of all, I love him. You just like a guy or you don't. I've known him for a long time. He's done my show for a long time. Do I love everything he does as the governor of California? No, I don't. I wouldn't say I'm undertaxed. Yeah, I have issues with this state. He's a guy. One reason I want to.
So it's funny how he acknowledges that he has issues with Gavin Newsom, which, again, I guess I can give him half a brownie point for that, on the fact that, yes, he is admitting that there are problems with him. It's not like 100%, love lust for him, some sort of cultish, hierarchy god. They're not envisioning him as like this emperor of greatness in California, because they know, even in California, Californians know that there's problems with California because of Gavin Newsom. At least he's acknowledging that. But this is where it all falls down.
Him to run for president. Well, it's because he's obviously a winner. This guy could fucking do it. It's insane that we have the guy, but we can't run him because we have to tiptoe around Biden and
define a winner.
So the biggest thing with Gavin Newsom, according to Bill Maher, is that he could be a winner. It's always hilarious to watch a 67-year-old man, or how old is Bill Maher? I don't even know. But however old Bill Maher is, to sound like a 17-year-old girl. Like, he's a winner, 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 chicken dinner. Was that like his Charlie Sheen impression? Like, Tiger Blood, he is a winner, 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 chicken dinner. Gavin Newsom is my man because he's done my show multiple times. He's a winner. Winner. But this is where Patrick Bet-David shines the most, because he's going to take that and then ask Bill Maher why he thinks Gavin Newsom, the sleazy car salesman of California, is considered a winner in his eyes. What has he exactly won in areas? And again, watch what happens.
Well, he would win the election.
Oh, so
He would win the
so
election.
he's a talented debater, speaker, communicator, deflector.
and politician, and he's a
Right.
smart guy. He's a smart, real guy with a pair of balls. Do I love everything? No, you never do with a politician. But first of all, I think if he ran for president, it'd be great because it would force him to move to the center. Now you're running not just in California. I mean, this is California. It's weirdo.
Are you a results-driven guy?
No, I like to think. Watch things fall apart.
I mean,
of course,
you wouldn't build a show that you build and win at the levels you want.
So it almost looks like Patrick Bet-David stumped Bill Maher on that. Because that is a good question. Are you a results-driven guy? Like, do you actually care about winning? Well, what exactly is he doing to win? And Bill Maher, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand. He just says that, well, he's charming, he has a good smile, and he has balls, and he seems smart. So, yeah, definitely a winner. Well, how is he going to be a winner? What's he suggesting? Well, I don't know, but I don't like all of his stuff. But winner. He's as much as a winner as my Dante ugly ass pair of shoes. I mean, I can't. I was trying not to suggest that on the show because I don't want to, insult people's appearances, but it's hard not to spot out the ugly shoes that Bill Maher's wearing and the socks that Patrick Bet-David. Like those are definitely cretins. Like they're the stockings that just scream petty, out of touch, I don't really care, I have money, designer fashion. Like, it's just, the socks and the shoes just, they just don't go. They don't go. But what am I, Joan Rivers?
For decades, if you weren't results driven, right? I mean, you're Bill Maher.
What do you mean? Well, what's the point about
So that's
results?
exactly where I'm going with you. So results driven guy.
Right.
What areas has Newsom won in? You said he's a winner.
Winner of the election. He could win the election.
But based on what, though? Do you want results? Like, what has he done to California to say he's a winner? What?
Oh, God. I don't know. It's too...
Bill, you're a smart
You know what?
guy.
So, a really simple question there that stumps Bill Maher. Really stumps Bill Maher to the point where, he's about to light his joint there. He's like, I don't know, like, there's supposed to be club random. We're supposed to be talking about, like, drugs and, like, who celebrities we want to sleep with. Why are we mentioning about results? Like, like, I want to win, but I don't actually mean winning, like, actually thinking about winning and prosperous. Like, But again, it shows how Patrick Bet-David, I respect him as an interviewer because of that. Because he listened to Bill Maher in the fact that, okay, you want this guy to win. How do you want him to win? Like, what areas is he a winner? How exactly did he, you enlighten him as a winner? What exactly gives him the title? Because I don't see it. Not a lot of people in California are seeing this. What exactly makes him a winner? Because it's definitely not with homelessness. It's definitely not with rent rates. It's definitely not with the economy. It's definitely not with healthcare. Definitely not with education. Definitely not with mandate. Like, what exactly has he won? What exactly makes him a winner? Well, he's been on my show and he has a good smile. That's nothing. That's goddamn nothing. That's circus clowns do that. An animal could do that. A sleazy car salesman that sells you a lemon could easily do that. Does that make him the ultimate, best car salesman in the world? No. Maybe it tricks, slums like you, Bill Maher, into buying a lemon, but it doesn't make him a qualified candidate to run a country. This from simple questions. It's so hilarious. And here's more of this with Patrick Bet-David. Again, Patrick Bet-David is just asking simple questions. Like, it's almost like when he was on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan, again, he's not a journalist. He's not this, news anchor. He's not trying to propagate people. He's just asking questions because he's curious. He wants to know about things. And what makes people humble and such great interviewers is because they're curious. You say something and you want to know more about what they're saying. So you ask them questions. Here's what Patrick Bet-David is asking Bill Maher. What makes Gavin Newsom a winner?
Left falls below 200 level of consciousness because it's a lot of force. And we know what's right for you, and you don't. There is no reason on the left.
Oh, sweetheart, you are preaching to the converted here. I'm always bitching about this.
So now the conversation goes to how they're mentioning about the left, but really it's the establishment. And again, Bill Maher, he is like a cheesy car salesman. He's like a slick, real estate, a slick, sly persona of his. Is that, yes, he can, bitch about, the establishment and mandates and be right about COVID. But 99.9% of him is still in that deep state. 99.9% of him is still rooting for people like Joe Biden, even though Joe Biden is the one that's imposed all these mandates, imposed all the things that you're bitching about. But yet you still run to the Democratic Party because it's your safe bet, because you have a career. You have a career and you're a comedian based on the Democratic Party. You're cozied up to them because it gave you the career and the prosperous and the millions of dollars that you get from it for pushing their narrative.
I do not.
You're supporting Biden, though.
Of course, because we only get two choices. I mean, what is so hard to understand about bad and worse?
They forced America to take the vaccine bill. 70% Americans took the vaccine and they didn't want to take it. A lot of them didn't want to take it.
Wait a second. When did the vaccine come about? Under Biden? No, under Trump.
No, it didn't. It came 2 days after election was over with. 2 days after election was over with, Pfizer announced it was not under Trump.
Oh.
They intentionally kept the vaccine after the election, so they gave the victory to
Biden. But Trump was not Trump was like, I created the vaccine.
I don't disagree with you. I agree with you. He takes it as a victory. I'm on a...
And again, this shows how the uniparty really works. This is, again, because people, yes, Biden has a lot of faults. The Democratic Party has a lot of faults. We criticize a lot of the Democratic Party on this show. But when I mention about the establishment, that's including also the Republicans. That's including the Wall Street tycoons. That's including the big pharmaceutical industry. Like, there's a conglomeracy of all these characters, all these players. It's a big, giant criminal cabal that are the masterminds of forcing us into this matrix world where they're playing us like pawns. That's literally what this is. And what this is exposing is, yes, the vaccine may have come under Biden's reign, but let's not forget, Trump hired Anthony Fauci, the liar, Tony Science. Trump did Operation Warp Speed to try to get us to the vaccine as quickly as possible, reducing the ability of testing and results and analytics and making sure it was safe for people to get this injection, which is safe and effective. I can tell you that for the sake of YouTube. But this is all part of that regime, part of the establishment. It was whether Trump or Biden, they're both at fault for pushing that narrative because both the Democrats and the Republicans have been compromised for all these years by the same lobby groups.
The same page with you.
Okay,
but there's a difference, though. This is the one difference, Bill.
But I don't
May I say this? May I say this? And then push back. Here's the difference. You know what the difference is? How many times have you heard Trump get on stage and brag about warp speed? We saved 100 million people's lives, right?
Can I just ask you a simple yes or no question?
Yeah.
Not exactly yes or no, but who are you voting for?
I'm voting for whoever allows me to make decisions more and not somebody that decides what's good for me or not.
Bro, we're not in a debate here.
No, the left.
I asked you a yes or no.
Vaccine.
Wait a second.
The state of
We-
California and the industry you're in force you to take the vaccine.
So you don't know who you're voting for?
I'm voting for whoever allows me to have more freedom with the choices I make.
And you don't know that yet?
It's definitely not going to be Biden.
Well, then it would be Trump, wouldn't it?
If it's between the two choices,
What? But look at you.
are you kidding me? It's not even a close call,
But
by
the
the
fact
way.
that you just can't own it is very weird, man. You know, this like, who are you voting for?
Oh God, it's very weird, man. Like people are like thinking of things and then they're looking at these candidates and best choosing what best represents them. That's such a weird thing. Like democracy is a weird thing. You only have two options to choose for, and it comes to the same result. So who are you going to choose? Who's going to be the mascot of the same establishment? Okay, come on. Come on. It's one or the other. It's a yes or no question. Like, why are we having conversation? Why are we having this Just give me a soundbite. Oh, my God. This is why 100 times better Patrick Bet-David is than Bill Maher. When it comes to just a simple conversational interview. Because Patrick Bet-David, again, he's not trying to grill the other person. He's not trying to school down Bill Maher and say, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're a buffoon. You're a crazy man." That's what I'm doing right now, but I'm not face to face with him, so that's fine. But Patrick Bet-David is just curious about Bill Maher's position. Why exactly are you thinking this way? What exactly makes you so certain that Gavin Newsom's a winner? What makes you so certain that Biden is the better candidate than Trump? Why are you so sure about these positions and so 100% on board with it when you don't even know for sure that you can be 100% on board? You have nothing to back your arguments. And Patrick Bet-David is just doing it in the nice, nonchalant way, just the nice conversational way. And it's almost like Bill Maher's getting offended by this. Like, come on. Like, if you had two options and you got to pick choose. You got to pick choose. You don't know who you're voting for. How dare you think about things? Just choose, God damn it. This is what makes American democracy such a joke. And you know what the sadder part is I have these conversations in Canada. And Canada is fortunate to have 5 political parties. 5 political parties. And yet, still to this day, I still have conversations about, well, who are you going to vote for? Trudeau or Pierre Poilievre? Like, it's the only two. But no one bothers to look at, Green Party, the NDP. Well, the NDP sides with Liberal Party, so I'm not really highlighting them, but I'm just saying there's them, there's the Bloc Québécois, there's the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier's little stunt there. There's independents that are running. Again, it's such a joke that America still thinks of itself as a democracy, still think of itself as, preserving and saving the democratic institutions when you still have conversations like that. Well, you have one or the other. It's going to be the same outcome. So who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? How dare you look into how dare you look at third parties? Oh, don't look at Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You're going to ruin the election. You're going to make sure that Trump wins. And that's going to be bad for me. Like, to have that attitude and then say you're defending democracy, like, that deserves a slap in the head for you. I'm sorry, that you definitely deserve a smack in the face for how much of an idiot, how much idiocracy you're projecting when you say you're defending democracy and then have conversations like this. Like, what a joke you are. But that is amazing that Patrick Bet-David, just like Joe Rogan, just like so many great interviewers out there that are not on mainstream media, obviously because they're not pushing a certain narrative, but they just have a conversation, ask, just enlightening questions. Like, what makes Gavin Newsom a winner? Like, how hard is that a conversation? How hard is a question that is? And it's not to sham Bill Maher. It's not to point the finger and laugh at him and say what a doofus he is. It's just, honestly, we want to know why. Why Gavin Newsom? Why? What makes him a winner in your eyes? What makes him such this enlightened political figure that could win a presidential race? What makes him a guarantee in your eyes? But Bill Maher can't answer that because Bill Maher has nothing. He has no argument. But all it is just anything besides Trump. Anything outside of Trump is okay. Even if it's the worst possible scenario than Trump. Even if it's worse than Trump, it's not Trump. That's his entire argument. And it's just absolutely sad.